Officials are meeting with the captains in the center of the field. Decorah captains Colin Nimrod, Jake Hubden, Eric Severson, and Jacob Leaps. Crestwood has won the toss. They will receive and defend the goal at the east end. The end of the field to our right here at Viking Stadium. Perfect night temperature-wise. The wind not going to be a factor. A little bit cool, but it's what you expect on the 10th of October, Chris.
Yeah, and just basically a classic night for high school football, Darren. Sun going down a little bit earlier each week we're out here. Bluffs on the far side of the field covered in darkness right now. A little bit chilly out there, but that's something as a player that you don't necessarily mind. Fans are, for the most part, bundled up, but just a classic night here in Northeast Iowa for some high school football.
Mike Moran is leading this officiating crew out of Cedar Rapids. The Viking defense getting introduced by Elliot Christian right now. Eric Severson, Corey Anderson, Cole Headington, and Chris Hartman going to be up front. Jacob Leaps and Garrett Wise. One of those two has led Decorah in tackles every game this year. They are going to be the linebackers. The rover is Adam Knight, Andy Sinkink, and Jake Hubden going to be in the secondary, as well as Brett LaRue and Colin Nimrod. So, defense getting introduced here for the final home game for 2014. And heck, if things fall your way, you could be back here 2 weeks from Wednesday night. You need a little help for that to happen, but you can only control what you can control.
Exactly. In those situations, it's nice if other teams can help you out, but, that help doesn't really matter, Darren, unless you take care of the task at hand each week. So, Vikings pretty much have it all in front of them here, Darren, but you got to take care of business here tonight.
Andy Sinkink will kick off from left to right. He's the second best kickoff man in the district, averaging 51 yards per kickoff, and he has one touchback on the season as well. Tristan Bohr will be the primary deep back for the Cadets, as well as Brady Bergen. Bohr averaging 16-4 return. Bergen has touched the ball once on a return. He has a 46-yard return this year as well. Andy Sinkink has the okay from the official. Here is the kick, and away we go. Coming down to the near side when the upbacks takes it at the 15. This is Trey Pekanowski to the 20-25. Hit by Tim Winter and dragged down on the far or right side hash mark at the 27-yard line. So first down and 10 for that point from the Cadets.
A little bit of an interesting return there, Darren. Instead of catching the ball and just running to his right, the returner did a little kind of a reverse pivot to get himself going towards the right side of the field. Might have hindered himself a little bit on that return.
First and 10 from the 27-yard line. Cadets right to left. The fullback is Brady Bergen. Tristan Bohr is the quarterback. Double wing set. And here's the give to Bergen. Runs up the middle and gets collapsed across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Jacob Leaps, Jake Hubden, Garrett Wise all in the stop, a gain of 3 yards.
You can bet you're going to see quite a bit of that type of action tonight, Darren, with that pre-snap motion. And then, with Cresco with a couple different options on who can carry the ball out of that set.
That was Pekanowski, the ball carrier. 2nd and 6 from the 31, football right hash. Double wing set and a fullback in the game as Bohr keeps it on the option right side, turns upfield across the 35 and heads to the 37-yard line. He'll have first down yardage brought down there on the far side by Chris Hartman. Bohr with a gain of 6 yards.
And in that set, it's tough to defend, Darren, especially when it's executed well, because there's a lot of moving pieces and it's all coming at you so fast from a defensive perspective. You really have to remain disciplined against an offensive set like this.
Minute into the game, no score. Spencer Cuvalier is the fullback, double wing set, receivers left and right, 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Bohr keeps it off the left side, turns up the hash mark across the 40 and gets covered up to the 43-yard line. Finished off on the play by Corey Anderson. Bohr able to keep it for 6.
And on these first few plays here, Darren, the offensive line for Crestwood doing a nice job of opening up some seams, making it easy for their ball carriers to see where they're supposed to go.
2nd down and 6 from the 43-yard line. Vikes with a 4-man front and 8 in the box. Receivers left and right, double wing set. Bohr under center. Cuvalier is the fullback. Bohr takes the snap, He tried to keep it, and he ends up losing yardage as he went off the left side and gets covered up by Chris Hartman right near the 44-yard line. Bohr gets a yard to set up a 3rd down and 3.
That's exactly what you want as a defense there if you're Decorah. You want to get as much penetration with that defensive front as you possibly can, because as we saw there, it kind of messes up the timing of those plays, and those are going to be positive plays for Decorah.
2 minutes in, no score, 3rd and 3 from the Crestwood 44. Receivers left and right, double wing set. Cuvalier is the fullback. Bohr takes the snap, gives to Cuvalier, lunges ahead off left guard, gets to the 45, and he'll get brought down right there. The tackle, Corey Anderson, made the play with help from Eric Severson on the right side defensive end. It's 4th down for the Cadets.
Yeah, going to be 4th and short. Cresco's moved the ball decently well here on this first series. Wouldn't be surprised, I guess, if they opt to go for this, but you never know, Darren.
Bohr is the punter as well for the Cadets. Keep that in mind. 4th and about 1.5 yards just across the 45-yard line. They're keeping the offense on the field. Double wing set. Cuvalier is the fullback. Receivers left and right. Taking the snap as Bohr keeps it on the left side, has the 1st down, ridden down on the left side, hash mark by Jake Hovden at the 49-yard line. It's a gain of 4 yards.
Just a pretty well-executed play that time, Darren, with the fake up the middle to the fullback and the quarterback keeping it off this near side. Didn't have to get much for the 1st down, and got it with relative ease.
3 minutes in, no score. 1st and 10 from the Crestwood 49. Football left hash. Receivers left and right. Double wing set. Cuvalier the lone setback. Bohr is under his center right. Reese Zubrod. He'll take the snap. He'll keep it on the right side. Tries to give some ground and gets covered up on the far side. Numbers by Jake Hovden at the 41-yard line. Bohr pulled it out of the belly of Cuvalier, tried to swoop around to the right. Jake Hovden chased him all the way back to the 43. It's a loss of 6.
Perfect example of what that initial penetration can do for you. You get the ball carrier to start going backward instead of forward or even laterally. And, if you get that, you're going to be successful most of the time, Darren. A lot of guys don't have the speed to get around that corner.
2nd and 16 from the 43-yard line. Bohr to throw for the 1st time. He'll roll to his right. He has plenty of time. He'll fire downfield. Oh, it's nearly intercepted on the far side. Numbers by Jake Hovden, who was the only man who had a realistic chance to catch the ball. Dalton Carrion was the intended target, or at least I assume he was. It's 3rd down.
It's one of those ones as a coach, you'd probably rather see your quarterback just throw it out of bounds that time, but Jake Hovden, an opportunity there, got both hands on it but couldn't reel it in. But now 3rd down, and you got to get a stop here if you're the Vikings.
8:05 to play, quarter number 1, no score. 3rd and 16, and Bohr rolls out to his left side. He'll throw on the run, nearly intercepted once again. He went for his man Riley Wilson on the near side hash mark, and he was covered by Garrett Wise right there, and it's 4th down for the Cadets.
Good coverage that time, pretty much all throughout that play by the Vikings, and that 1st down play, Darren, obviously the drive killer, but a nice job by this Viking defense after giving up a couple 1st downs to now force a punt.
The first 2 1st down plays were 4 and 6 yards, and the 3rd one, as you were referring to, Chris, -6 yards. Tristan Bohr on in the punt formation. He'll move forward, get the kick away. It's angles near the 30-yard line and goes out of bounds right there. The far side head linesman will line it up, and it will be angled out of bounds at the 30. So a 27-yard punt, no return. Vikes will get the football for the 1st time with 7:52 to play, quarter number 1 in a scoreless game. 1st and 10 at their own 30, moving left to right.
And I think it's interesting to think about, Darren. We obviously talked about the passing efficiency last week. It kind of makes you as a defense come out and at least have to think about, well, what is Decorah going to do to start out this game? Obviously, you're going to see a lot of run throughout the entire game, but they do have the passing option. 1st
and 10, 30-yard line. Cole Steffen takes the snap, gives to Leaps right side, finds a hole, exploits it across the 40 and brought down. They're going to mark him in the vicinity of the 40-yard line. Making that stop was Trey Pekanowski. It'll be a 1st down on the first play of the game for Decorah.
Great combination there of just blocking and then physical running by Jacob Leaps. Got a nice seam, exploded through the hole, and then ran a defender or two over to fall forward for the first down.
Cadets in a 4-man front and a 44 defense, 8 in the box for the Cadets. 1st and 10 at the Decorah 40 left hash. Steffen takes the snap, retreats in the pocket. He'll swing it to the right side, and it's bobbled and nearly intercepted. Colin Nimrod, the intended target. It was nearly picked off by Justin Martinek on the near side. Numbers at the 45, 2nd and 10 upcoming.
Yeah, it was a little curl play there. Ball's got to come out a little bit quicker there, Darren. It also hung up there maybe a half a second too long, but Vikes lucky that one didn't get picked off.
2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line. Football on the left hash. Colin Nimrod split to the near right side. Brett LaRue off to the far side left. Severson, the tight end, right side of the line. Hovden and Leaf split behind. Steffen under his center. Carter Zittelke. Nimrod in motion right to left, giving a trap play to Jake Hovden left side. He'll run up the hash mark and get covered up at the 45-yard line. First contact by Jared Bergen. It's a 3rd and 5 for Decorah with 7:13 to play. Quarter number 1, no score.
Good to see Jake, keeping those legs moving, trying to, fighting through those tackle attempts, Darren, picking up 5 yards, and those are the little plays that a guy like that makes that maybe go unnoticed on the stat sheet.
3rd and 5 from the 45 left hash. Wing left, split backs in the backfield. Trap play left side. Jake Hovden breaks the tackle near the line of scrimmage, lunges ahead and brought down between the numbers and the hash mark on the far side at the 49. The tackle will go to Matt Goodman. The Vikes will be about a half a yard shy of a first down.
And Jake had to avoid a tackle initially there on that carry. Kind of held him up a little bit. You got to think if that play gets off cleanly, they probably pick up the first down, but as it stands, 4th and short, and it looks like they're going to punt the ball away.
Jacob Leaps on in punt formation. He's the 3rd best punter in the district at 37.1. Back in single safety, Trey Pekanowski for the Cadets. Scrimmage, the 49-yard line. Snap back and a little bit low. Leaps moves forward, gets the kick away, angles it to the near side, bounces at the 20. It rolls inside the 15. Colin Nimrod down to cover it up between the numbers and the hash mark on the near side at the 9-yard line. So, nice punt. 44 yards, no return. Cadets will start inside their own 10 with 5:55 to play. Quarter number 1. It is a scoreless game. Cadets right to left.
Crestwood opted to bring a little bit of pressure on that punt, but the thing you give up there is that leaves extra bodies free for coverage from a Decorah standpoint, and Jacob Leaps doing a nice job angling it away from the returner, and then obviously the coverage getting down there and downing the ball. So long field facing Crestwood here.
Receivers left and right, double wing set. Kuvalier the lone setback. 1st and 10 from the 9-yard line. Football on the left or near side hash mark. Pekanowski starts in motion as the handoff goes to Kuvalier. Runs straight up the middle and gets to the 11-yard line. Garrett Wise in on the stop for Decorah. It's a gain of 2.
And, I talked about being disciplined during that first Crestwood drive, but honestly, for the interior of this defensive line, Darren, it's against this type of set, it's almost more about just kind of making a pile in there.
Yep.
And making sure that there's no seam for those backs to use.
2nd and 8 from the 11-yard line. Receivers left and right, double wing set. Kuvalier the lone setback. Tristan Bohr under his center. Reese Zubrod. Starting in motion is Bergen. Here is the pitch. Goes to Bergen, right side, looking to turn the corner. He gets to the 10 and gets covered up. Outside the numbers, far side at the 14-yard line. Jake Hovden read the play well and got the stop after a gain of 3.
Nice pursuit there from Hovden. Came across the formation and ran the ball carrier down from behind, and now this is one of those plays where when you talk about the field position battle, if you can get a stop here, Darren, and force a Cresco punt, your offense is going to be set up nicely.
4:53 to play, quarter number 1 in a scoreless game. 3rd down 5 from the 14-yard line. Bohr under center, double wing set, and Kuvalier is the fullback. Here's a swing pass right side through the hands of his intended target, incomplete. Justin Martinek, the intended receiver. Colin Nimrod put him on his backside outside the numbers at the 24th down.
Martinek had a good chance to catch that ball. Like you said, Darren, just went right through his hands, but Colin, Johnny on the spot, might have rattled that one loose anyway. So nice 3-and-out forced here by the Decorah defense on the second possession for Crestwood.
Andy Sinkink and Jake Hovden back deep to field the Tristan Bohr punt. His first one was 27 yards. Bohr moves forward, gets the kick away. This one a nice one coming down to Hovden, far side hash mark at the 43, running to his right to the 50, opening 45-40, far sideline to the 35, east to the 30, and Bohr, the punter, shoves him to the sideline at the 25. 32-yard punt returned by Hovden after a punt of 43. Vikes in golden field position with 4:28 to play, quarter number 1, no score.
It was a nice punt, Darren. Good spiraling kick. Went past midfield, but, there's Jake Hovden again making a big play for this Decorah football team. And now, obviously, you love to have the short field here, just 25 yards to go.
First and 10, 25-yard line, Cresco territory. Twins left, tight end right, split backs with Hovden and Leaps. Driving a throw is Steffen. Steffen with time, swings it out right side, wide of the mark, incomplete. He went for Colin Nimrod outside the numbers, covered by Martinic at the 21-yard line, second down.
The lane was there, the passing lane was there, Darren, but the ball just sailed a little bit wide, not put on the mark there, but I don't know. It's we've seen 2 throws from Cole tonight that just seemed to have hung up in the air just a little bit too long.
Second down and 10, 25-yard line, football left hash, Heffern left, wing left, Nimrod tight end right, Severson split backs. Here is the pitch, goes to Nimrod right side, getting a block to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Colin Nimrod got a great block on the flank from Jake Hovden, and he gives Decorah a 6-0 lead with 4:15 to play here in quarter number 1.
Just an outstanding play in terms of execution. The hole was big enough, I think, for probably a Mack truck to drive through that time, Darren, and you don't have to tell Colin Nimrod what to do when he sees that in front of him.
25 yards, 2 plays, 13 seconds off the clock. Andy Sinkink for the PAT. Tyler Dostal is your snapper, and Cole Steffen is your holder. Swinging gate on the left hash mark, moving over to the center of the field. Low snap, and somebody moved early. I think everyone knew the snap count except the center that time, so Decorah will back up 5. First penalty of the night against Decorah. So the Vikes take advantage of the golden field position as Colin Nimrod scores his first touchdown of the season. He has rushed the ball 12 times for 73 yards this year. That fly sweep has been pretty effective for the Vikings. So, Sinkink will try the equivalency of a 25-yard field goal, snap, spot, kick, up, good. Andy puts it through. Vikes up 7-0, 4:15 to play, quarter number 1. And this for Vicks Heating and Plumbing. 4:15 left, quarter number 1. Vikes take a 7-0 lead. A flip of field position, a big punt return from Jake Hovden, and Jake providing the interference on a fly sweep to Colin Nimrod for Colin's first score of the year, and the Vikes take the lead.
It's great to get that good field position, Darren, and it's even better to take advantage of it. And another thing, the penalty, the false start on the PAT shouldn't necessarily be taken lightly because the kicking game has been a little bit of an adventure to this point in the season, but Andy did a nice job of shaking it off and punching it through.
Tristan Bohr on the return, center of the field from the 9, runs to his left to the 15, looks for an opening, tries to get to the sideline, and gets knocked to the sideline in the vicinity of the 22-yard line. So Bohr tried to wait for a wedge to set up, but there was no wedge there. 13-yard return, 1st and 10 for the Cadets.
You like to see a patient return man sometimes, Darren, but a lot of times in that situation it pays more to just get upfield as quickly as you can rather than wait for those slow developing blocks to get there.
1st and 10, 22-yard line. Cadets right to left, trailing 7-0. Football on the left or near side hash. Double wing set. Cuvalier, the lone setback. Receivers left and right. Pekanowski starts in motion. He'll get the handoff off the right side and gets dragged down in the center of the field by Corey Anderson at the 24, a gain of 2.
And you got to think that it looks at least as though some adjustments have already been made here in this first quarter for Decorah, or maybe it was just a matter of getting out there and seeing it run a few times. But since that first drive, since the first about 3 plays, Darren, this Decorah defensive group has looked a lot more comfortable.
Up front, they've got Hartman or Winter and Hartman at the ends, and Dostal and Anderson at the tackles right now, and the front 4 has been doing the job. 2 receivers left, single receiver right on a 2nd and 8 from the 23. Cuvalier, the lone setback. Bergen, the wing back left. Here is Bohr giving it off to Cuvalier as he powers the right side but gets covered up near the 25-yard line on the right or far side hash mark. First contact, Chris Hartman, 3rd and long for the Cadets.
And sometimes, Darren, you do have to, take a couple plays to get used to something like this, because it's a tough offense to replicate in practice, because obviously you don't know all the intricacies that go into it. You're just kind of getting kind of a vanilla look at it. So once you get a few plays under your belt, you kind of get those nerves out and become a lot more comfortable.
Inside of 3 to play, first quarter, 7-0 Decorah. 3rd and 7 from the 25. Driving to throw is Bohr. Bohr rolling out to his right side, firing down the right side, and it's caught and picked off by Hubden at the 40. He turns upfield to the 45, center of the field to the 50. Jake brought down, far side numbers at the 43-yard line. The receiver, Justin Martinick, had a step on the coverage. Hubden from his safety position stepped over the top, bobbled it a bit, and picked it off, returning it. A total of 12 yards, and the Vikes with a plus territory start once again.
Well, we saw Jake Hubden make a big play on special teams. Now he's got one defensively. So, Darren, I think it might be his turn to get something going offensively here.
1st and 10, Cresco territory, 43-yard line, left to right. Vikes up 7-0, 2:35 to play. Quarter number 1, I formation, Hubden and Wise. Wing back right is Nimrod. Here's the give to Hubden, breaking a tackle in the backfield, plowing ahead off right tackle. He'll get to the 40-yard line. Took 4 cadets to bring him down, including Derek Hinkis. It's a gain of 3.
Jake had to kind of fight off an ankle tackle right after receiving the ball that time, but did a nice job putting his shoulder down, kind of bowling forward for about an extra yard.
Cadets with 8 in the box, 4 on the defensive line. 2nd down and 7 from the 40-yard line. Heffern to the left side. To the right side is Nimrod, I formation, Hubden and Wise. Nimrod in motion right to left. Eric Severson tight end right. Give off the right side to Wise. Big hole inside the 35 and covered up at the 32-yard line. He'll have the first down. The tackle to Justin Martinick.
And this is where you see, all the various options that Decorah has kind of coming together. You get that dive play, that give to the fullback working. All of a sudden that opens up lanes for the quarterback keeper, and then also the option to the outside, Darren.
1st and 10, 33-yard line. Right hash. LaRue left, wing left, Nimrod tight end right, Eric Severson eye in the backfield. Dropping to throw is Steffen. Steffen with time. He'll throw deep down the left side, going for Colin Nimrod, and he makes the catch! Touchdown! Colin Nimrod! Ran down the pass, beating the coverage of Dalton Carey, and it's 13-0 Decorah with 1:30 to play, quarter number 2. Quarter number 1, rather.
Outstanding catch by Colin Nimrod. Had to lay out for that one, but Cole Steffen also deserves a little credit on that one. Put the ball out there. If anything, it was going to go long, but we've talked about Cole, the ball maybe hanging up a little bit too long so far here tonight. That one hung up just the right amount.
Exactly. Andy sinking for the PAT. Swinging gate into formation. Snap, spot, kick up. And good. 1:30 to play, quarter number 1, 14-0. Decorah with the lead. This for the A&J Petersburg Agency Insurance and Real Estate. Territory starts and 2 scores for the Decorah Vikings. Colin Nimrod did not score in the first 6 weeks of the season. He scored twice in the first 10 minutes and 30 seconds tonight. Once on a run, once on a pass. Already the 3rd touchdown pass from Cole Steffen. 3rd in the last game and a half.
Safe to say that fantasy owners of Colin Nimrod are happy at this point.
And Cole Steffen, for that matter. Here's the approach by Sinkink in the kick coming out to the far side. It bounces at the 5 and goes into the end zone. Andy Sinkink with his second touchback of the season. Cadets will start 1st and 10 at their own 20. Cadets have started at their own 27, their own 9, their own 22. Vikes have started at the Decorah 30, the Crestwood 25, the Crestwood 43. What was our first key of the game tonight, Chris?
I think something maybe about field position.
Yeah. Blind squirrels can find nuts every now and then, obviously. 1st and 10, 20-yard line. Cadets right to left, trailing 14-0. Vikes trying to win game number 5 on the season in the home finale. Let's hope only regular season home finale. 2 receivers to the left side. Pekanowski wing left. Split receiver right is Justin Martinek. Cuvalier is the lone setback. Pekanowski starts in motion. Cuvalier gets the handoff. No board. Keeps it right side. Brought down on the far side. Numbers by Jake Hovnan at the 26. It's a gain of 6.
Nice play fake that time on that one, Darren. On the quarterback keeper. Probably their biggest gain, I would guess, since that first drive.
And when that's executed well, that's even tough to officiate. I'll tell you a story about that here in a second. They're going to mark him at the 27. 2nd down, 3 it'll be from the 27. 2 receivers left, single receiver right. Pekanowski, the wingback left side. Here's the give to Cuvalier. Plows his way off the right side across the 30 and gets knocked back from the 31-yard line. Wise in on the stop. 1st down, Decorah. Last night, first play of the game over at Cresco, the sophomore game, there was a good fake into the line to the fullback. I was on the field officiating at that time. Our crew blows it dead. Cresco's quarterback is in the opposite end zone. So when the fakes are so good that they fake out the officials, like Bohr was able to do on the previous play, it's tough to defend. It's also a little tough to officiate.
Yeah, and something that, it goes back to that discipline factor that I mentioned here earlier in the first quarter.
1st and 10, 32-yard line for the Cadets, trailing 14-0. Bohr keeps it off the right side, tripped up by Leaps, and down he goes. Right there at the 34-yard line, it's a gain of 2 yards. It was Corey Anderson and Cole Headington helping out on the stop. 2nd and 8 upcoming as we are about ready to end the first quarter of play. 1 quarter done. Decorah leading Crestwood by a 14-0 margin. And let's take a break for Hacker Nelson CPAs and Business Consultants. 14-0. Decorah leads it after 1 quarter of play. The Decorah Drumline putting on their usual good show between quarters. And best of luck to the Decorah High School Marching Band at the State Marching Band Contest coming up tomorrow as well. It'll be a 2nd down and 8 from the 34-yard line when play resumes here, as the Cadets will move left to right here in the quarter. Wind no factor, a comfortable night temperature-wise, at least for October. Fans are bundled up out in the crowd tonight, but you know what? It's a great atmosphere for the home finale for 2014, and it's a good-looking scoreboard for Viking Nation right now, leading 14-0.
Yeah, a couple of big plays leading to some good field position for this Decorah offense, and they've been able to capitalize each time, Darren.
Halftime, Southwind leading Dyke New Hartford 20-13. And a big 1A matchup tonight. We'll get you scores as we get them tonight. The big 3A3 matchup tonight is West Delaware or Waverly Shellrock rather, and Charles City. 2 receivers left, single receiver right. Cadets a 2nd and 8 from the 34. Football on the right near hash mark. Cuvalier the lone setback. Bergen starts in motion. Bohr takes it, keeps it off the left side, tripped up by Severson and finished off, I believe, by Jacob Leaps. Actually, that was Nolan Heffern bringing him down at the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 2.
Severson getting in there, making the initial contact, kind of tripping up the ball carrier there. And then, like you said, Nolan Heffern coming in, cleaning up the mess. And another a big 3rd down here for this Decorah defense in terms of maybe setting themselves up with some more good field position.
3rd and 6 from the Crestwood 36. 2 Colin Nimrod scores. A 25-yard run and a Stephen to Nimrod connection for 32 yards has given Decorah the 14-0 lead. 3rd and 6 from the 36. Receivers left and right. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Quick toss left side, and the catch is made by the Cadets on the quick slant. It was Martinic, I believe. Correction, Riley Wilson beneath the coverage of Brett LaRue up to the 43. It's a first down on a gain of 7 yards.
Ball came out quick, and it was a well-run slant route there, and the receiver did also a nice job to catch or hold on to the ball while absorbing some contact. So overall, pretty nice passing play there for the Cadets.
1st and 10, 43-yard line. Football on the left or far hash mark. Wilson to the left side, Bergen and Martinic off to the right. Wingback right side is Carrion. Cuvalier, the lone setback. Bohr under center, takes the snap. Tries to keep it. No, he gave it off to Carrion, and he had a big hole up the left side and brought down outside the numbers far side by Jake Hubden, who jumped on his back and didn't let go after a gain of 14. The Cadets move the sticks once again.
And that's, again, we've talked about the execution of this offense. When things go well, it's tough to stop, and that's another example, giving it right up the middle to the fullback there, and he takes advantage of some green grass in front of him.
1st and 10, 43-yard line, Decorah territory. 2 receivers left, or 2 receivers, 1 left, 1 right, double wing set, and Cuvalier the lone setback. Here is Bohr given to Cuvalier. He's tripped up at the line of scrimmage, and Bekanowski brought him down with the ankle tackle right at the 43, so it's a gain of a little, 2nd and circa 10.
Should also point out, Darren, that that's a big body to be going up against with Spencer Cuvalier, 6'2", 230, and only a sophomore, so it takes an effort to bring him down.
No doubt about it. 9:50 to play, second quarter, 14-0 Decorah. This is Vikings Radio, 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.net. 2 receivers right, single receiver off to the left. Under center is Bohr. He'll take the snap. He'll give off to Cuvalier. Started left, cut it back towards the middle, and wrestled down by Severson with some help. Garrett Wise, Cole Headington also there, bringing him down towards the left hash mark at the 39. It's a gain of 3.
It'll be interesting to see here what the Cadets elect to do, because a couple 3rd and medium plays we've seen, Darren, they've elected to go the passing route. So
we'll see. 2 receivers left and right. Wing right, wing left. And the lone setback is Jared Bergen this time. Bohr takes the snap, swings it left side. Catch made by Riley Wilson, brought down on the far side near the 33-yard line, and he gave up some ground, and actually he'll be spotted shy of the first down as Brett LaRue brought him down at the 34. It's a gain of 5. He needed 6, 4th down for the Cadets.
You described it perfectly there, Darren. He caught the ball, but actually went backwards at the end of that play, spotted short, but it looks like that offense is going to stay on the field again here.
8:52 to play, second quarter, 14-0 Decorah. Crestwood with a 4th and 1 from the Decorah 34. Football left hash. 2 receivers right, single receiver left. Carrying the wing back right side, Cuvalier is the fullback. Decorah in a 44 defense as Bohr keeps it off the right side. He's covered up by Corey Anderson. If he got basically anything, he got the first down, and it appears he did so. Pretty good response up front by the defensive tackles of Decorah as Anderson brought down at the 36, and just to make sure, they're going to bring in Dave Lumen and Denny Green from the far side.
Didn't have to get much, like you said, Darren. And
33, I should say. I said 36.
Didn't look to be all that close. Looked like he got it pretty easily, but better safe than sorry, I guess.
For many years, Mark Elders, Dennis Green,
and the stretch of the chain coming up. And it will be a first down for the Cadets. So 1st and 10 at the Decorah 33-yard line. To 8:47 to play in a quick-moving first half. It is 14-0 Decorah.
And you said it, Darren, on that quarterback sneak. The interior of that defensive line for Decorah actually did a nice job, but when it's 6 inches to go, there's not a whole lot you can do.
And frankly, the tackles have been doing their job in this offense for the most part tonight. First down, 10, 33-yard line. Receivers left and right. Double wing set. Cuvalier the lone setback. Bohr under center. Takes the snap. He'll give on a counter play to the left side of Carrion. Turns up the sideline inside the 30, and a submarine tackle by Brett LaRue brings him down at the 26. Carrion gets a gain of 7 yards.
Yet another variation out of that offensive set. You fake the pitch to the near side, hand it to a ball carrier going back to the far side of the field, and wouldn't be surprised if that's one we see 4 or 5 more times here tonight, Darren.
And I know this Crestwood coaching staff has met a few times with the Luther coaching staff because it's a very similar offense to what Luther runs. 2nd down and 3 from the 26, receivers left and right. Double wing set. The lone setback is Jared Bergen. Pekanowski starts in motion. Bohr tried to give it off to Bergen, and there's a loose football. Bergen ends up taking it and runs it to the left side and gets covered up at the 26-yard line. Zach Lee was the man that brought him down, so no gain on the play. A little bit of a wild play. Don't know if there was a loose football, a discombobulated handoff. Bottom line, the defensive line got the penetration to discombobulate the play.
It did look like the ball came out there at some point, but definitely a bizarre play that time. The ball carrier just kind of squirting out, but defense bows its neck, forces another 3rd down.
7:10 to play, second quarter, 14-0 Decorah. 3rd and 3 from the Decorah 26 for the Cadets. Double wing set, receivers left and right. Here is Bohr taking, given to Bergen. No, he keeps it right side, slips a defender inside the 25 to the 22-yard line. He's finished off by Colin Nimrod, and a 1st down upcoming. Bohr with a gain of 4 yards.
2 or 3 defenders covered up the fullback there on the fake, and they almost actually kind of messed up the timing on that play. Bohr had to wait a second to find that seam, but eventually ended up diving ahead to pick up the 1st down.
Crestwood has had the football since the 1:30 mark of the first quarter. We are approaching the halfway point of the second quarter. It's 14-0 Decorah. 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Bohr takes the snap, gives to Cuvalier, powers his way off the left side inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Eric Severson, Garrett Wise, Jake Hubden in on the stop.
And, you talk about this offensive set. You mentioned pretty similar to what they do up there at Luther. And to today's football fan, the casual fan, it seems like kind of an odd thing, more of an old-fashioned thing. But, you look at Crestwood through the years. I remember when I used to play against them, it was basically all wishbone,
yep.
Darren. So they're not afraid to go out there with that kind of stuff.
2nd and 7 from the 19-yard line. Here is Bohr. Keeping it off the right side, breaking a tackle in the backfield, angles straight to the 20 and escapes out of bounds. Escorted to the boundary by Colin Nimrod. They'll mark him at the 18. He got a yard to make it 3rd down and 6. As we have 5:51 to play, quarter number 2. It's still 14-0 Decorah.
Nice job by Decorah there, stringing that one out all the way to the sideline. Bohr basically got enough blocking on that play to ensure that he didn't lose any yardage.
5:51 to play, second quarter. Cadets chewing up a little time. Can they finish the drive? Football right hash, 3rd and 5 from the 18-yard line. Wilson to the left side, Martinic to the right. Slot back right is Carrion. Slot back left is Bergen. Lone setback is Jared Bergen. Dropping a throw is Bohr, rolling out to his right side. Lost his footing. Down he goes. Outside the numbers at the 25-yard line. Jacob Leaps made him sure he didn't get up. And it's a loss of 8 and a 4th down upcoming for the Cadets.
And on the couple passes that Crestwood has completed tonight, it's been kind of that short to intermediate passing game. They've tried to go down the field a couple times, one obviously resulting in an interception. That time, Bohr waiting for some routes to develop down the field. Didn't get the protection that he needed and ended up losing his footing, just had to eat it.
4th and 13 from the 25, football right hash. 2 receivers left, single receiver right. Pekanowski slot back left. And the lone setback is Bergen. Bohr rolling out to his left side. Got away from a blitzing linebacker. He keeps it up the far sideline. 20-15. He's to the 10 and knocked to the sideline on a hard hit by Jake Hubden at the 3-yard line. But Bohr able to keep it for 22 and a 1st down. They ran it to the opposite side of the firing linebacker, and it worked well.
Yeah, and, defensively there looked like man coverage. And when you go that route, Darren, defensively, you're relying on that pressure to get to the quarterback and make him have to get rid of the ball early. But, the risk you take is you vacate a lot of space out there. And Bohr certainly took advantage of that on that play.
And Jake Hovden injured on the hit as well. First and goal at the 3-yard line. Bohr sneaks it off the right side, lunges forward to the goal line. Not quite in yet. It'll be a second down and goal from inside the 1.
And from a Crestwood perspective, when you're down this close, maybe even better that he didn't get in on that play. If they're able to score here, you're ticking off more time, leaving less time for this Decorah offense when they do get the ball back here late in the second quarter.
16th play of the drive, second and goal at the 1-yard line. Full house backfield, 2 tight ends. Bohr under center, gives off the right side to Bergen, dragged down from behind by Corey Anderson, but he got the ball across the plane of the goal line, and he is in for the touchdown.
Looked for a second like the official on the near side might come in and call it short, but at the end of the play, both officials on the goal line signaled touchdown, so I guess they have a better vantage point than we do, Darren.
No word on what Jamie Pollard thinks about that call. 80 yards, 16 plays, 9-10 off the clock. Cadets going to go for 2. Bohr takes the snap, rolls up to the right side, angles to the right side, gets a block, lunging to the goal line. Is he in? No. Shy of the goal line. He's kept out of the end zone by Colin Nimrod on the near side. So the 2-point play no good. 4:20 to play till halftime. It is a 14-6 lead for Decorah. And let's take a break for Winneshiek Mutual Insurance. Coming up at halftime, we'll preview the Northeast Iowa Conference cross-country meet. We'll talk to Christy Nimrod and Brad Johansson. That's going to be out at Oneota this next Tuesday. First time ever that has...
a couple of reminders next week. Decorah plays
that golf course has hosted a cross-country meet. So we'll preview that. We'll have a Viking sports report, try to give you some stats and scores as well. So Tristan Bohr will kick off from left to right to restart the ball game. Jake Hovden is back in the lineup, and Colin Nimrod will be back with him. Coming up tomorrow, it's Luther Central, Homecoming 2014, 12:50 the pregame on AM 1240 KWLC. Iowa, Indiana on FM 100.5. Pregame at 9 and the kickoff set for 11. Tristan Bohr kicking off from left to right. And the kick will come down to the far side, and it will stay in bounds. Hovden takes it at the 18, runs up the far sideline, 25-30, and lost his footing, and down he went at the 31-yard line. Football came loose, but it was well after Jake was down. So first and 10, 32-yard line, 3 timeouts to play with for Decorah, and a 14-6 lead as well.
In that situation, you want to give the ball a chance to maybe kick out of bounds there, Darren, but as a returner, you have to make a pretty quick decision because those white jerseys are bearing down on you pretty quick, and Jake did his best to pretty much make something out of nothing on that one.
Sinking and leaps in an I formation. First and 10, 32, right to left go the Vikings. Nimrod deployed in motion right to left. Here is Stefan on option. Left side pitch to Sinking. Turns upfield 30. Up the near side. Numbers 40. Stays in bounds. Tiptoeing along the sideline and shoved to the sideline at the 48-yard line. Knocked to the sideline by Dakota Rasman. A gain of 16 and a first down.
Just what you want on first down. Particularly in this situation with, clock ticking down to about 4 minutes left in the first half. Not that you wouldn't take that on first down at any point in the game, Darren, but nice job there. First by Cole to get the pitch out, and then by Andy at the end of the play.
First and 10, 48-yard line. Nimrod in motion left to right. Football in the near hash. Schreiber to throw. Cole Stefan has plenty of time. Airs it down the center of the field. Going for a Heffern. Incomplete. Flag is down. Flag is down as Justin Martinek is going to get a pass interference call against Nolan Heffern. I assumed this last week, so I shouldn't speak too soon. It is going to be a pass interference against Crestwood.
It's that's just a fundamental of playing pass coverage in high school football. You got to get your head around. You can't face guard, and that was clearly a pass interference penalty, Darren.
Ball was a bit underthrown, and the ball and Martinic knocked Heffern before the ball got there.
And that's the other part of it. As a defensive back, sometimes you just catch a bad break. If the ball's underthrown and the receiver has to come back into you, there's not much you can really do there.
1st and 10, Crestwood territory, 37-yard line, left hash. LaRue left, Nimrod wing left. Here is the give to Leaps. Big hole up the middle, inside the 30. Carries a tackler up the hash mark to the 27-yard line. It'll be a first down, gain of 10 yards for Leaps. Finished off with a play by Trey Pekanowski.
Just a give to the fullback straight up the middle, and it's been there every time the Vikes have called it so far there tonight, Darren.
1st and 10, 27-yard line, inside of 4 minutes to play till halftime. It's 14-6 Decorah. Heffern will get split to the left. Wing left is Nimrod. Tight end right is Tweeten. Leaps and sinking. Split behind Steffen. Football on the left or near side hash. Steffen takes the snap, gives to Andy left side. Runs into Cuvalier, who gets wrestled. And Andy gets wrestled down rather at the 26-yard line. On the near side numbers, and it's a gain of a yard.
Crestwood was ready for that one that time, Darren. And we talked about Cuvalier being hard to bring down on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, tough to get past with that big frame.
2nd and 9, near side hash at the Crestwood 26. LaRue left, wing left, Nimrod, tight end right, Tweeten. Leaps and sinking, split behind. Cole Steffen gives up the middle to Leaps. Big hole off the right side, tripped up, down he goes at the 16-yard line. He'll have the first down. An ankle tackle of Reese Zubrod, the only thing that perhaps prevented 6.
Again, right up the middle with Leaps, and you're exactly right, Darren. If not for almost a shoestring tackle there, Leaps might still be running towards the west side of Decorah.
1st and 10, 16-yard line, left hash. 14-6 Decorah, 2:45 to play till halftime. Heffern left, wing left is Nimrod. Tight end right, Tweeten. Split backs with Leaps and sinking. Steffen takes, gives to Leaps right side, finds an opening inside the 10, carrying a tackler to the 5, fighting forward, and down he goes at the 3-yard line. It took multiple cadets to bring him down. Leaps gave Jared Bergen about a 6-yard ride. It's 1st and goal at the 4.
Great effort there from Leaps, dragging tacklers like you described, Darren, and also important to keep in mind as the clock ticks down here, the Vikings do get the ball to start the second half, so if you can get a score on this possession, that becomes a huge opportunity.
Football left hash, 1st and goal at the 4. Nimrod wing left goes in motion right. Split backs, tight end right. Pitch to Leaps right side. A block from sinking. Looking to turn up field. Fighting to the goal line. He's in. Touchdown. Jacob Leaps with touchdown number 2 on the season. It's 20-6 Decorah with 2:06 to play quarter number 2.
And you see there, obviously that drive was aided a little bit by the pass interference penalty, but the Vikings, for the most part, just methodically stringing some plays together on that drive, Darren, to go down and get a big touchdown before halftime.
68 yards rather in 7 plays, 2:14 off the clock. Andy Sinkink for the PAT. Dostal is your snapper, and your holder is Cole Steffen. Snap, spot, kick. It is up. And it is good. 2:06 to play till halftime, 21-6 Decorah. And let's take a timeout for those awesome folks at Decorah Tire Service. Vikes with their first long drive of the night. Their 2 other touchdowns were plus territory start. 68 yards, 7 plays, 2:14 off the clock. Second touchdown of the year for Jacob Leaps. And the Vikings up 21-6. Andy Sinkink kicking off from right to left for the first time tonight. He got his 2nd touchback of the year in his last kickoff. The 3 return men for Cresco all standing inside the 5. Andy puts a boot into this one, and Bohr takes it middle of the field at the 5, runs to his left to the 10, slowly moving upfield to the 15, tried to set a man up, but Heffern trips him up on the far side, numbers at the 17-yard line. So interesting special teams philosophy there. They know what they're doing. First down and 10, 18-yard line left to right. Go the Cadets. 3 timeouts left, 21-6 Decorah, minute 59 to play the second quarter.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting, Darren. It just seems like it takes a really long time for those blocks to get set up. And, you hate to get too greedy here, Darren, but Decorah, with just under 2 minutes left, still does have all 3 timeouts left. So with the Cadets pinned inside their own 20, if you want to try to get the ball back one more time here, you can do so.
First and 10, 18-yard line. Two receivers right, single receiver off to the far side left. Carrying a wing back right side. Cuvalier is the lone setback. Bohr takes, gives to Cuvalier off the left side, runs across the 20, brought down on the far side, hash mark at the 25. Chris Hartman, Eric Severson collapsing from the defensive ends, and the Cadets go to the hurry-up. Second down and 3 upcoming at the Crestwood 25. Double wing set, Cuvalier lone setback, receivers left and right with 1:39 to play till halftime. Football on the left side hash mark. Here's the give to Cuvalier, runs up the middle, cuts to his left. He's to the 35, to the 40, breaking tackles. Jake Hubden hangs on, and Cuvalier gives him about a 7-yard ride to the Decorah 48-yard line, a 27-yard gain, and a first down for the Cadets with 1:26 to play till halftime.
Cuvalier using that big body and, taking advantage, just running people over, carrying tacklers downfield. Cresco trying to get something going here as time ticks down in the second quarter.
And they have all 3 timeouts remaining as well. Bohr takes the snap on a first and 10 from the 49. He'll fire over the middle. It's knocked away, incomplete. Heifer knocked it away from Riley Wilson, who was the only white jersey amongst 5 blue jerseys. Second down and 10 upcoming.
And you sometimes see that, especially in high school football, Darren, where clock ticking down the end of the half, a quarterback is thinking more about how quickly he can get the ball out and not necessarily where the best throw is, because clearly with 3 defenders around his receiver there, not the best decision.
Second and 10, 49-yard line, 1:15 to play till halftime. 21-6 Decorah. Give up the middle is to Bergen. No, Bohr keeps it. He'll plow ahead inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. And a timeout is asked for by the Cadets with 1:06 to play till halftime, as Bohr brought down by Hartman on the previous play. So a gain of 6, and Cadets will take their first timeout. 21-6 Decorah. Colin Nimrod a receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown. Jacob Leaps for the rushing touchdown. Brady Bergen a rushing touchdown for the Cadets here in the first half. Again, conference cross-country preview coming up at halftime with Christy Nimrod and Brad Johansson. And if you're in town on Tuesday afternoon and free about 4 o'clock, might as well support a sport that's probably a sport that doesn't get a lot of attention, but a sport here at Decorah where the kids just go out and get it done year after year after year, Chris.
Well, and that's the thing. It's been successful, Darren, and, like you mentioned, it's a sport that doesn't get a whole lot of attention, but I can attest to the fact that the few cross-country meets I attended while I was still in school were it's actually extremely competitive, and some of those races coming down to the end are really fun to watch. So, for a sport that doesn't get the attention it deserves, particularly here in Decorah, that's a good thing to go watch.
And Bohr rolling out to his left side on a third down, throws the left side incomplete. Riley Wilson was the intended receiver on the far side at the 36-yard line. It's fourth down, 1:01 to play till halftime. Interesting call here for Coach Lentz.
Yeah, they haven't passed the ball particularly well throughout the game, Darren, so a little confused on what they were trying to do there, but it looks like they're going to try to pick up this first down anyway, and I guess maybe if you thought you had 2 downs left, that's why you called a pass on third down.
4th and 4 from the 43-yard line. 2 receivers right, single receiver left. Drop it to throw is Bohr. Bohr rolling out to his right side. He'll fire downfield, and a nice grab is made by Martinek at the 34-yard line, outside the numbers, beneath the coverage of Colin Nimrod at that point. It's a gain of 9 and a first down.
Nice catch there for Martinek. Went to the ground, held onto it, though, and a big first down pickup for the Cadets on that one.
1st and 10, 34-yard line. Receivers left and right. Double wing set. Cuvalier is the lone setback, 45 to play till halftime. Bohr rolls to his left side. He's going to keep it. He has blockers out in front. He looks to turn upfield and gets knocked to the far sideline at the 31-yard line. He ran a lot to get a little. Garrett Wise escorted him to the Crestwood sideline with 36 seconds left here in the second quarter.
Well, he did get out of bounds, Darren, which I guess saves Crestwood a timeout, but you mentioned a lot of time running off the clock there for not a significant gain.
2nd and 8 from the 32-yard line. 2 receivers left, single receiver off to the right. Bohr under center. Jared Bergen is the lone setback, and a flag comes down from the line judge on the near side. A Crestwood cadet lined up in the neutral zone. That's a big-time mental mistake at that point.
Yeah, 36 seconds left in the first half, and you want to get some measure of points here on the board before the half if you're Crestwood, and that's just one of those things where those things can end up being drive killers, Darren.
Yep, 2nd and 13, 37-yard line. 2 receivers left, single receiver right. Under center is Bergen. He'll take the snap, deciding whether he's going to give it to the fullback. He does give it to Bergen, who runs into Eric Severson and knocks him back all the way back almost to Cresco. His progress will give him the 37-yard line. So 3rd down upcoming, and the second timeout asked for by the Cadets with 27 seconds to play till halftime. No gain on the previous play.
Well, Darren, football is a game based on human confrontation, and Severson that time won the one-on-one open field battle. A nice form tackle, so to speak, there by Severson, just wrapping up, driving the legs and forcing the ball carrier backwards.
Sorry, I was sleeping a couple of plays back. Billy Butler's starting to dominate my Twitter feed once again. 3rd down and 13 from the 37-yard line. It will be 21-6, Decorah with the lead. Colin Nimrod, a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown from Cole Steppen, and a Jacob Leaps touchdown run as well. Cresco, their lone score was Brady Bergen's 1-yard touchdown run. For Bergen, that was his 2nd touchdown of the season. 3rd and 13 from the 37, 27 seconds to play till halftime. It is a 21-6 lead for Decorah. The Cadets moving left to right. The football's on the left hash. 2 receivers right, single receiver off to the left. Cuvalier is the fullback. Wingback right is Carrion. Driving a throw is Bohr. Bohr rolling out to his right side. He's still retreating in the pocket. He's surrounded by Vikings, and bringing him down was Adam Knight back to the 43-yard line. It's 4th down. And Crestwood is going to take a timeout. That seems a little weird, but
I'm not sure what they're thinking there. I guess from Crestwood's perspective, if you can maybe just chuck one deep and hope to come down with it, you can. But I mean, at this point, that's your last time out. It's got to be basically a pass to the sideline. You do get the clock stoppage on a 1st down in high school, but it would seem that they're operating under the assumption that if they don't pick this up, Decorah is probably just going to sit on it to end the half.
Crestwood has not attempted an extra point or a field goal according to the stats all year, so you're not even thinking that. But 4th and 18 from the 42-yard line. As the Vikings secondary probably should get more credit for that previous sack than even the pass rush, which wasn't that bad, Chris.
Well, and speaking of the secondary, Darren, that's the other risk you take here if you're Crestwood. If you call a pass play here, there's some guys in this Decorah secondary that if they get their hands on it, it's not out of the realm of possibility that they could take one back for another score here.
4th and 18 from the 42-yard line. Receivers left and right, double wing set. Cuvalier the lone setback, dropping a throw is Bohr. Bohr going to throw deep down the right side, going for Martinek, and it's knocked away by Hubden, taken away by Sinking. He's to the 10, near side 15, runs to his right to the 30 and gets upended. At the 30-yard line, a hard tackle on the play from Reese Zubrod, and the Vikings take it away with 9/10 of a second left here in the first half.
That's a funny situation, Darren, because Jake Hubden is, doing exactly what you're taught to do in that situation, which is just knock the ball down. It's not worth, taking the interception at that point and setting yourself up at the 2-yard line. But Sickink,
Johnny on the spot.
The beneficiary of opportunity, I guess, gets the pick, and Decorah will just kneel this one down. 1st and
10, 31-yard line. Cole Steffen down to one knee, and that will be the first half, 21-6. Decorah, thoughts, Chris Wanless?
I think it goes back to what we talked about in the pregame. The field position has been good for Decorah pretty much all night, and they've been able to take advantage, and that's why they find themselves up 15 here at halftime.
21-6 the score here at the halftime break. We'll be back to get an update on Decorah boys and girls cross country conference meet coming up Tuesday. We'll talk to Christy Nimrod and Brad Johansson after we hear from Paul Hudson, your State Farm insurance agent, and Ace Hardware. gotten your opportunities here in the first half. You have done so. Pretty consistent offense to this point. What do you need to improve on that side?
Well, anytime you go into halftime, you want to make a few adjustments blocking-wise just to clean some things up. But we've been very pleased with the consistency of the drive. Getting the ball here to start the second half, we'd like to do the same thing. Just march the field down the field in typical Viking fashion.
Defensively, they've outgained you in the first half, but you've won the battle of field position primarily. That caused your lead. What do you need to clean up defensively?
Well, I think the big thing we need to do a better job of delivering in the interior defensively. The scheme that they run offensively is a tough scheme. You got to do some very disciplined things to be able to shut that down. And we showed some times in the first half that we could do that, but it's got to be on a more consistent rate here. We know, too, as the game goes on, they might try to get after things a little bit more. We got to continue to play disciplined defense.
And your kids last night lost at Crestwood last night, 20-0. We won't mention anything about the back judge. He was pretty mediocre last night. But first half, you struggled a lot. But second half, you seemingly found some things to build on. Is that fair to say?
Definitely fair to say. You know, we had a much different intensity level in the second half versus first half, and that's one thing that Coach Hallwig and I have to work with these young gentlemen, is they got to realize that a game is 4 quarters, and we've got to be ready to play in that first and second quarter. And we got a group of young pups, and we got to keep feeding them their puppy chow and getting them developed both physically and mentally. And that's part of the game of sophomore football, and we got a couple more games to do that this year.
Bow, wow, wow. Let's keep the scoreboard the same way.
Let's add some more points, Darren. Thank you.
All right, Jeff Friedoff here at the halftime break. For a math guy, he came up with some pretty good analogies there, Mr. Wanless.
Yeah, well, you know, you can joke all you want about Jeff Friedoff math class, but he's a wise fellow, Darren.
Yeah. That's very, very well put. Decorah, Jacob Leaps, 5 carries, 46 yards, a touchdown. Colin Nimrod, 1 carry, 25 yards, a touchdown. Andy Sinking, 2 carries, 17 yards, and a score. Jake Hubden, 3 carries, 12 yards, and a score. Steppen, 1 of 3, 33 yards, and a score. The pass went to Colin Nimrod. Spencer Cuvalier, 10 carries, 68 yards in the first half. Tristan Bohr, 18 carries, 49 yards. Dalton Carrion, 1 for 6. Brady Bergen, 2 for 4. Tristan Bohr, 3 of 10 passing, 20 yards, 2 interceptions in the first half. Riley Wilson, 2 catches, 18 yards. Justin Martinek, 1 catch and 8 yards. 21-6, Decorah leads it here at the halftime break, Mr. Wanless.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting to point out only 5.5 minutes time of possession for Decorah in that first half. And you know, when a team is leading and they're at such a disadvantage in the time of possession, it's almost always a case of that team capitalizing on good field position, and that's exactly what we saw in the first half. So hopefully the Vikes can keep that up, get a couple quick scores on the board here in the second half, and put this one out of reach.
Again, the district scores going on right now. Waverly Shellrock leading Vinton Shellsburg 13-6, and Independence leading Charles City 13-0. So that means West Delaware is playing out of league tonight. Decorah will be down there 2 weeks from tonight. Vikings going to Charles City a week from tonight. Tristan Bohr will kick off from left to right to restart the game. He angles it to the far side, caught on the numbers. Far side at the 18 by Hubden. He's to the 20 to the 25. Up the far side, numbers 30. He's to the 35. Jake to the 40. Breaking tackles, pinballing ahead and brought down at the 45-yard line. Great field position for Decorah once again.
Took him a second or two to figure out where he wanted to go on that return, but patience turns out to benefit him that time as he returns it all the way out to the 45-yard line, and yet again, Darren, Decorah starting in good field position.
First and 10, 45-yard line. We'll get that stat from our statistician, Mary Herman, here in the not-too-distant future. Football on the right hash, bites right to left, leading 21-6. Split backs, wing left, split left is LaRue. Give us to Leaps off the left side, plows ahead and gets to the 50-yard line. A 5-yard gain straight ahead for Jacob Leaps. Spencer Cuvalier brought him down. That was quite a collision there.
Yeah, 2 hard-nosed, tough football players going at it. That's you know, what you love to see in these types of games.
Second down and 5 from the 50-yard line. Football towards the right or far side hash mark. as the Vikes move right to left, leading 21-6. Heffern to the left side. Wing left is Nimrod. Tight end right, Eric Severson. I formation with Jacob Leaps and Jake Hubden. Nimrod in motion left to right. Steffen takes, gives to Leaps once again. Tiptoes off the right side and just barrel walls ahead to the 44-yard line. He gets brought down right there on the far side hash, and it's a first down. Eli Gorder, the man that brought him down.
A couple of 5-yard gains on the first 2 plays of this second half. Obviously, you're going to take it if you're Decorah. If you can keep operating at that clip, could be a long second half for this Crestwood defense.
Minute into the second half, 21-6 Decorah. First and 10, 44-yard line, Crestwood territory, right hash. LaRue right, Nimrod wing right, goes in motion left. I with Hubden and Leaps. Give is to Leaps, no an option left side. Steffen keeps it, takes a hard hit and gets brought down near the left side hash mark at the 39-yard line. The man that brought him down was Reese Zubrod. It's a gain of 5 yards.
And with the success of that give to the fullback up the middle, that's going to open those lanes to the outside on that option play. Cole doing a nice job there, making the right read, tucking that one away and picking up another 5 yards.
Second and 5 from the Crestwood 39. I wing left, Nimrod tight end right is Severson. Split to the left near side is Heffern. Give us to Jake left side behind Leaps. He's hit by Kuvalier, brought down on the numbers at the 40-yard line. A loss of a yard to set up a 3rd and 6.
Kuvalier really just playing his key on that one, Darren. He was on Jake all the way, saw him get the ball, and came in there just as quickly as Jake took the handoff. He was being smothered by Kuvalier on that one.
They marked him at the 39, so give him no gain on the previous play. 3rd and 5. How efficient has the Decorah offense been tonight? This is only their second third down attempt all evening. Left hash, twins to the right side with LaRue and with Nimrod. Tight end left to Severson. Split backs Hubden and Leaps. 8 in the box for the Cadets. 4 on the line. Dropping a throw is Steffen. Steffen under pressure. Got by one defender, and he gets covered up near the 39-yard line. He stepped up in the pocket and ended up getting sacked on the play by Matt Goodman. It's 4th down.
Punting unit going to come on here for... it looks like the offense is going to stay on the field now. They ran a couple guys on, but now they're coming off. But, you go back to talking about the efficiency of the offense. People love to look at that third down percentage statistic, but if you're successful on first and second down, you really don't have to worry about it.
We're 3 minutes into the second half. It's 21-6 Decorah. It's 4th down and 5 from the 39. Receivers left and right, I formation. 9 in the box for the Cadets. Steffen takes the snap, option right side, keeps it. He runs to the 35, fights ahead, and gets to the 33-yard line before getting dragged back. It'll depend on the spot of the football. Among the defenders for the Cadets was Derek Hankus, and it's going to be a first down for Decorah. Tough yardage that time for Cole Steffen.
Cole again, reading the defensive end, tucking the ball away, and then fighting as hard as he could, making sure he got to that marker, picks up a first down, and a nice play there to keep this initial drive of the second half moving.
8.5 to play third quarter, 21-6 Decorah. Football on the right hash, 1st and 10 from the Crestwood 34. Split backs, twins left, Severson tight end right. Dropping a throw is Steffen. He has time, he rolls to his left, he got by one defender, now he rolls to his right. He's inside the 35 and covered up on the far side hash at the 30-yard line. Steffen able to get 4 yards somehow on the play. The man that brought him down was Derek Hankus. It's a gain of 4.
Just finding ways to slip out of tackles there. Shades of my favorite professional quarterback, Darren, Aaron Rodgers on that play.
Yeah. I was going to say Luke Kane, perhaps. 2nd down and 6 from the 30-yard line. You said professional. Football on the right hash. Split back. Split left is Heffern. Wing left is Nimrod. Here's the give to Leaps. Slow-heads a hole to his left. Moves ahead to the 25-yard line before getting bent back from there. A 5-yard gain off the power side. That time it was Matt Goodman who dragged him back from there. Leaps got 5 to set up a 3rd and 1. 7.5 to play third quarter. And the Vikes up 21-6.
You mentioned the prior third down play, Darren, on this drive was only the second of the night, but now the Vikes with their second third down play here already in this second half.
Nimrod right, LaRue left, football in the center of the field. Leaps and Hubden in I formation. Severson tight end right, 9 to the box for Cresco. Give to Jake right side, big hole. He runs inside the 20, gets by a defender at the 15, drag down. Far side numbers, or far side hash mark by Tristan Bohr at the 10. It's a first down and a gain of 15.
no need to decide whether you want to go for it or not on fourth down this time, because Jake Hovden burst through the line of scrimmage, gets the first down and then some, and the Vikes are in business here early on in the second half.
First and goal just inside the 10. Severson tight end right. Wing left is Nimrod. Split left is Heffern. Split backs with Hovden and Leaps. Football on the right or far side hash. 5-man front for Cresco. Give on a trap play to Hovden left side. Angles to the 5. Stiff arms a man there. He runs to the end zone. Touchdown. Jake Hovden. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Vikes go up 27-6 with 6:40 to play in the third.
Great blocking initially on that play. Jake getting through the first level and then stiff arming a defender. And now a touchdown on offense, an interception on defense, and a big punt return, Darren. So Jake Hovden getting it done in all three phases tonight.
55 yards, 10 plays, 5:20 off the clock. And here's the pitch to Garrett Wise on a 2-point play, and he walks into the end zone for the score. The swinging gate didn't shift over, and Garrett Wise on the 2-point run. The Vikings go up 29-6 with 6:40 to play here in quarter number 3. And let's take a timeout for Hacker Nelson. For the second time in 7 games, the Vikings score on their first drive of the second half. They held the ball for a total of 5 minutes, 30 seconds in the first half. They held it 5:20. More importantly, got 8 points out of that drive, Chris.
Yeah, and, if you can take some time off the clock, that's great. It's even better, though, when you finish the drive off with points, and that's exactly what they did. And then I would like to point out also on the 2-point play, just great awareness by the Decorah PAT unit there, getting that 2 points.
And we'll go through the options you have on that, and I'll let you break that down after the kickoff here, as Sink Inc. will kick off from right to left. This one a bit shorter of a kick. Bohr will take it on the run at the 14. He'll run to his left laterally at the 15. Finds an opening to the 20. He's to the 25, 30, and dragged down on the far side numbers at the 30-yard line. The man that brought him down on special teams was Spencer Bullman. Let's go through the options on that swinging gate. What option did Decorah have there, and why did they take the option given to them?
Essentially, Darren, it's kind of a risk analysis thing that you put it on the guys out on that PAT unit, and if they think they've got the numbers to make that play work, that time you go right from the center and he slings it over to a ball carrier who's got basically a wall of blockers in front of him. If you think you've got the numbers to make it work, you go ahead and do it.
So first down and 10, 30-yard line, football on the left or far side hash mark. Cadets moving left to right, 6:33 to play here in the third quarter of play. Bohr takes, gives to Cuvalier, plows ahead to the 35-yard line. He's going to get 4 to the 34, brought down by Corey Anderson.
Pretty nice gain there on first down for the Cadets, and you talked about, you heard Coach Friedoff talk at halftime about the discipline that it takes on the defensive side of the ball for the Vikings, and for the most part tonight it's been very well executed in terms of defensive game plan.
So second down and 6 from the 34-yard line. Receivers left and right, 2 slot backs, and the fullback is Jared Bergen. Bohr keeps it right side, hit by Chris Hartman in the center of the field and dragged down with help from Adam Knight and Jake Hovden to the 48-yard line or the 38-yard line, a gain of 4.
And very important there to make sure that Bohr was driven backwards and dragged backwards, and it sets him up with about a 3rd and 3 instead of letting him fall forward close to that first down marker.
And a few times tonight Bohr has gotten around the edge, and good job by the left side defensive end Chris Hartman for setting that edge and turning Bohr back in. So third down it'll be, 3rd and 2 from the 38. Cadets 2 of 10 on third downs. Receivers left and right, double wing set. Bergen is the lone setback, Vikes with a 4-man front and 9 in the box. Here is Bohr, option right side. The pitch is low, it's loose, and Decorah has the football. Recovering the football for the Vikings was Chris Hartman. As Bohr tried to make the pitch to the right side, the pitch man got walloped, I believe, by Jake Hovden, and Decorah again with great field position.
Give Jake a lot of credit there. The pitchman was about to bend over and pick that ball up, but Jake Hovden not quitting on the play, coming in, putting a big hit on him, allowing that ball to roll free. And Chris Hartman, Johnny on the spot, picking it up, and the Vikes are in business.
5:03 to play in the third. 29-6 Decorah. Football on the left hash. Vikes moving right to left. Counter sweep coming to Colin Nimrod right side. He runs to the 30. Back inside. He runs into Eric Severson. His blocker gets brought down inside the 25 of the far side numbers at the 23-yard line. Far side hash mark, I should say. Kubelier, the man that brought him down. But Colin gets 13 to the good and a first down. One more cut, and it probably would have been 6.
It looked like if he might have just continued in the direction he was going to towards that far sideline, there might have been a lane there. But nevertheless, 13-yard gain and a first down for the Vikings.
Can't complain about that at all. Heffern to the right side. Wing right is Nimrod. I formation in the backfield. 1st and 10 from the Crestwood 23. Nimrod in motion right to left. Give to Jake left side behind leaps. He gets to the hash mark at the 20. He gets to the numbers at the 15 and dragged out by Trey Pekanowski at the 13-yard line. He's going to be close to first down yardage, not quite. Gain of 9 for Hovden.
It's great to have, and this doesn't pertain just to Jake. Decorah has 3 or 4 backs who are good at it, but it's good to have a stable of ball carriers who won't go down at first contact. You can always count on these Decorah ball carriers to get 2 or 3 extra yards.
Vikings Radio, 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.net. 2nd and 1 from the Crestwood 14. Give to Jake up the middle, breaks a tackle to the 10, to the 5. Jake to the end zone, touchdown! Second score of the second half for 33, and the Vikes go up 35-6 with 3:52 to play, quarter number 3.
Huge score there, Darren, taking advantage of a turnover. As I always like to say, forcing turnovers is great, but it's one thing to just force the turnover. It's quite another to turn that into points, and that's exactly what the Vikings did on that possession.
Vikes are +3 on the give-take tonight. Swinging gate from the left hash mark to the center of the field. Tyler Dostal is the snapper, and Cole Steffen will be the holder, and a timeout is going to be asked for by Decorah. And let's take one as well. 3:52 to play in the third. 35-6 Vikings. This for Winneshiek Mutual Insurance. 35-6, 3:52 to play in the third on the timeout. The Vikes took a timeout prior to the PAT. And I believe Zach Lee is going to get his first opportunity to put one through the uprights here. Tyler Dostal will be the snapper, and the holder will be Cole Steffen. Snap spot kick. It is up. It is good. And Lee with the PAT. 3:52 to play here in the third. 36-6. The Vikings on top. Got to send a special shout out tonight. Group of people listening in. The Johnsons, Dolores Rovang, and the Schumans all listening to the game together. We're thinking of you at this time, and glad you're spending part of your Friday evening with us as the Vikings lead it 36-6 with 3:52 to play in the third quarter. 2 drives, 2 scores, 1 turnover defensively. Just what the doctor ordered to start the second half, Chris.
Exactly. It's exactly what you want to see to start the half, Darren. And coming out with a 21-6 lead, it's kind of one of those positions where, you've got the lead, but it's one of those things where you've still kind of left the door open for the opponent, but when you come out and get 2 quick scores like that, you shut the door pretty quickly.
Adam Riley just gives us the remainder of the Big League Chew. Does he realize we're on the air? And talking and chewing gum, probably not the safest thing to do for the sake of our listening audience.
Well, I don't know. Do you think they would really notice much of a difference?
Well, probably not. He's running an offense that put up 36 points. I'm not going to pick on him too much. Bohr gets kickoff at the 8, runs to his right, gets to the numbers in the 20, gets to the sideline in the 25, and brought down on special teams at the 28-yard line. Down on special teams for Decorah was Dallas Mott. So first down and 10, 28-yard line for the Cadets as the Vikes lead at 36-6, 3:44 to play here in the third quarter.
And here's another thing to think about, Darren, from Decorah's perspective. Yeah, you've got a 30-point lead right now, but as a defensive unit, you're really going to take pride right now in kind of stepping up to a challenge to hold this lead even though you've got a lot of leeway here in terms of the scoreboard, when you're on defense like this, you don't want to give up any more points.
Exactly. Crestwood left to right, football right hash. 1st and 10, 28-yard line. Bohr pitch goes to Pekanowski running the left side. Gets by Garrett Wise, hit by Jake Hubden. Flag comes down as he got by Jake Hubden. And getting the football on the far side is Nolan Heffern. Heffern has it for Decorah. The Hubden hit forces the fumble. Heffern has the football at the 26-yard line. The umpire threw a flag in the middle of the field. It's holding on the Cadets. Penalty declined. Vikes +4 on the turnover ratio.
He got the ball.
Just an outstanding effort to this point in the game by the Viking defense. And, look who's in the middle of that play again, Darren. Jake Hubden coming from across the field to make that hit, forcing the ball loose.
Nolan Heffern got the fumble recovery. And Decorah will have it 1st and 10 at the Crestwood 26-yard line. LaRue to the left side, wing left is Nimrod. Tight end right is Severson. I with Hubden and Wise. Football on the right far side, hash mark as the Vikes move right to left. Steffen takes, gives to Wise, hit immediately at the line of scrimmage and knocked back from the 26-yard line as he tried off right guard Cuvalier first to the football. A gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9 upcoming.
I think probably the first time that give to the fullback hasn't really gone anywhere tonight, Darren. The Vikes have had pretty good success, but the defensive front for Crestwood doing a great job on that play.
But if your linebacker's making that play instead of the defensive lineman, I know it was only a gain of a yard. That's an okay thing, right?
Yeah, it means you got those first layer players blocked.
2nd and 9 from the 25. Give to Jake. He runs into a defender as he tried the trap play off left guard and gets knocked back from the 23-yard line. First to the football was Dakota Rasmussen. It's 3rd down upcoming.
And, a big 3rd down here for this Viking offense. Yeah, it's a 30-point lead here, but obviously you want to still continue to attack. And remember, you've still got a chance here with a touchdown to put the running clock rule into effect, Darren.
LaRue to the left side, wing left is Nimrod. Tight end right, Severson. Split backs, Wise and Hubden. 3rd and 7 from the 23, football right hash. 8 in the box for the Cadets. Give to Wise, left side, big hole. Runs inside the 15, brought down near the far side hash mark at the 11-yard line. It'll be a 1st down. Trey Pekanowski brought him down, a gain of 12.
It's a beautiful thing when a play like that, a give to the fullback up the middle, develops so quickly because you know that everything was executed how you wanted it to be executed. When you can make a play, just a simple handoff like that, come together so quickly, it means that everybody was on the same page.
2:05 to play here in the 3rd, 36-6. Vikings on top. Split backs with Wise and Hubden. Heffern right, Nimrod left. Severson tight end, left side of the line. 1st and 10 from the 11. Give to Wise, left side, powering ahead, brought down at the 5-yard line. A gain of 6 for Wise, brought down by Jared Bergen. 1:46 to play here in the 3rd, 36-6 Vikings.
And, I've always thought it's kind of funny, Darren, that the term fullback has a certain connotation to it where a lot of people think it has to be these big, bulky guys who are only good for blocking. Not in Decorah's offense. They've got fullbacks in there that can take the ball and use some speed in the open field.
No doubt about it. 2nd down and 4 from the 5-yard line. Receivers left and right. Tight end left, Severson, split backs. Give us to Wise. No, it's a keeper for Steffen. Runs left to the end zone for the touchdown. 2nd rushing touchdown for Cole Steffen. And that clock will run with 1:13 to play here in the 3rd quarter. 42-6 Vikings.
And, with, again, going back to the success of that fullback give that the Vikings have been running all night, just leaves the lane open there for Cole Steffen to keep that one on the play action. And you see the results. Easy walk into the end zone for Cole Steffen.
Zach Lee going to attempt the PAT once again. Tyler Dostal will be the snapper, and Bryce Pierce will be the holder. I said Bryce Pierce. That was 11 last year. It's Cole Steffen. He still wears 11 up at Luther. So Bryce Pierce, don't tell me I've never given you love, buddy. Old habits die hard as Steffen puts it down. Lee puts it through. Decorah up 43-6. Let me get my composure. And Wicks Construction will be our sponsor. New kicker into the game for Decorah. And no, Bryce Pierce doesn't have high school eligibility left. Wow. Can't believe I did that. Southwind has defeated Dyke New Hartford 28-19. Turkey Valley has defeated Midland tonight by 32-12 margin. Kicking off for Decorah was Parker Lane. Tristan Board to the 25, east to the 30. Tripped up to the 36-yard line. Clock will run now with a minute to play here in the third quarter. It's 43-6, and some new numbers coming into the Viking defense. Up front, Tyler Dostal, Corey Anderson going to still be in there, as well as Cyrek Nelson, as well as Tim Winter at a defensive end. Adam Knight still in at the rover right now. Jacob Leaf still in at a linebacker, as well as Drake Bauer, Zach Lee in at one of the safeties, LaRue and Heffern still in at the corners, and Sinkink in at the other safety. That's the defense right now. First and 10, 35-yard line, 43-6 Decorah. Bohr takes the snap, retreats in the pocket. He'll throw deep down the right side, going for Martinek. Knocked away, incomplete. Good job by Brett LaRue to knock down the pass on Martinek. Martinek had a step. Second down upcoming.
Brett LaRue, like you said, Darren, maybe a step behind on that one, but did a nice job getting himself back into position, using that right hand of his to get in there, break up the pass as we roll down to the end of the third quarter.
3 quarters done, 43-6 Decorah. Let's hear from Ray and Marty Wise with Plan One Financial and Bruning Rock Products. Second down and 10, 35-yard line. Cadets trailing 43-6 as we start the fourth quarter. A couple of new players on the defensive line for the Decorah. Cole Tweeten here is the give to Pekanowski. Runs the right side, runs to the 35, dragged down from behind near the 46-yard line by Zach Lee. It'll be a first down for the Cadets from that point. Also in at a defensive tackle right now is Chris Sherman. And the rest of the defensive lineup remains the same. Any highlights on the third quarter stats there, Mr. Wanless?
A couple of things I noticed, Darren. At the end of the first half, Decorah had 139 yards offensively. They enter the fourth quarter with 256. 5.5 minutes time of possession in the first half for the Vikings. It's now at 14:23, so basically 9 minutes of that third quarter controlled by Decorah.
75%, first and 10, 46-yard line. Give off the right side is to Brady Bergen. Bergen plows ahead inside the 45 of Decorah, and down he goes at the 44-yard line. Brett LaRue in on the stop. Second down, or first down upcoming for Cresco, and Cresco will win the time of possession because of the running clock here. But nonetheless, good to have a night like tonight, a team that is basically kind of scratched, fought, and clawed, to their credit, to get victories, but sometimes you just need to get everything to click, and for the most part, the Vikings have done that tonight. First and 10, 44-yard line. Give in the backfield to carry, and he slips one defender in the backfield. He tries the right side and gets covered up near the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 2 yards. Second down upcoming. New players coming into the lineup. Austin Keck is going to come in at the linebacker position, as well as Ben Duggar on the defensive line for Decorah with 10:20 left. 43-6 Vikings.
And you love to see these new faces coming into the ball game defensively for Decorah, not giving an inch, or at least not wanting to give an inch. Stepping up to that challenge of holding on to this big lead.
Second and 8 from the 42-yard line. Sherman jumped into the neutral zone. They let him get away with it. Give to Brady Bergen right side. He's inside the 40, hit by Duggar, covered up by Sherman near the 35-yard line. So first and 10, or close to it, at the 34-yard line. So 9:43 left, and it will be a first down for the Cadets. 43-6 Vikings. They led 21-0 at the halftime break. 3 scores in the second half. They also forced 2 turnovers. Vikings +4 on the turnover ratio tonight. 2 scores from Hovden. A score from Leaps, a score from Steffen, and 2 scores from Nimrod. Give to Bergen left side, plowing ahead inside the 30. Brought down in the vicinity of the 29-yard line. That was Brady Bergen, the fullback, or Jared Bergen, the fullback, I should say.
One other thing to point out, Darren, we talked in the open tonight about Decorah kind of struggling to finish drives off last week against Fenton Schellsburg. 4 of 4 tonight in the red zone, so a lot better job there.
Nice. Second down and 6, 30-yard line, 8:52 left, 43-6 the score. Give is to Brady Bergen, runs off the right side. He's inside the 25 to the 20-yard line. He'll get the first down after a gain of 9 yards. Gabe Varney coming into the lineup for Decorah. He'll play in the secondary as he gets Brett LaRue.
Cody Murphy on the previous tackle, now first down for Crestwood.
So, Cadets will come up in the wishbone set and 2 tight ends. Bohr takes the snap, gives to Brady Bergen off the right side, gets covered up on the far side, numbers by Andy Sinkink. As coming in on the defensive line now will be Brad Corrigan for Decorah.
Cadets have been moving the ball pretty steadily on this drive. Obviously some new faces in the game defensively for Decorah, but pretty methodical drive so far here for Crestwood.
Dallas Mott now in at a corner for Decorah. 7:59 to play, 43-6 Decorah. Wishbone set, 2 tight ends, football on the right or far side hash mark. Bohr takes the snap, gives off the left side to Carey, and he runs inside the 10, gets covered up near the 9-yard line. On the tackle that time was Brad Corrigan. So it's first and goal for the Cadets. 7:30 left. As coming into the lineup now for Decorah will be Parker Lane as well as Cody Zidlicki. Parker Lane will be in at a safety, and Cody Zidlicki will be in at a defensive tackle with 7:12 left. Wishbone set, 2 tight ends. Bohr under center on a first and goal from the 9. Give off the right side to Cody Murphy. He'll plow ahead inside the 5 and gets knocked back from the 2. It's a gain of 7 yards for Cody Murphy that time.
And in my attempt to empty the stat sheet here, Darren, only a total of 3 accepted penalties between these two teams tonight, and I think there's only been 1 that was declined.
Yeah, I believe so.
Only 4 penalties total tonight. A pretty clean game in terms of that on both sides.
Yeah. Second goal at the 3, 6.5 left, 43-6 Decorah. Bohr takes, gives to Cody Murphy, runs off the right side, and he will spin off a defender into the end zone for the score. And the Cadets pull within 43-12 with 6:27 left, and that means regular timing for the rest of this game, or until Decorah adds another score. As I'd imagine you'll see some new players in offensively as well for Decorah. And good to see these guys getting some time, especially the fact that these kids had a JV game scheduled for this Monday night, and it got canceled over at Charles City. Here's Bohr rolling out to his right side on a 2-point attempt. Dump right, catch made by Bergen for the score, and it's 43-14 with 6:27 left. And let's take a break for Dick Cuvalier and Troy Whitehill with Edward Jones Investments. 43-14, Decorah on top. Cody Murphy with the touchdown run. And why is Mary Herman the best statistician in the business? You send her one text asking for field position. 2 seconds later, you have the stat. Decorah on a field position start average tonight is averaging starting at the Crestwood 49. Crestwood averaging starting in their own territory at the 23-yard line. That's field position domination. Turnovers and special teams right there, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, it speaks for itself. Decorah, on average, having to go less than half the field to get their points tonight, Darren. So it's a key that we talked about before the game, and it's something that the Vikes have clearly dominated in this ball game.
So, the Cadets will line up.
Kickoff team came out without the tee.
Yeah. I tell you what, the first kickoff of the second half, Cresco to Decorah, Cresco's safety threw the tee off to the Decorah sideline. So that's probably why they didn't find it. So, hey, it happens. 43-14 the score. Tristan Bohr will kick off. They're going to try an onside kick for some godforsaken reason, and the Cadets have it. And was it touched prior to the 50-yard line? They're gonna have a discussion there.
It sure looked like it might have been, Darren.
And Decorah could get it at the spot of the first touching at the 49. Actually, they're going to give the Crestwood Cadets the ball at the 48-yard line. So the defense will have possession, 6:25 left. And, you know, they make that call for that onside kick. And I understand the whole element of playing hard for a whole 48 minutes. But with that being the most dangerous play in football, when you're down 29 points, is that really worth it?
In my opinion, no. And obviously there's people who stand on both sides of that line, Darren, but not worth the risk of injury, in my opinion.
Give to Carrion left side, runs inside the 45 to the 40-yard line, and it's a gain of 8 yards. If we're going to have a legitimate discussion about safety in football, and I've been consistent on this, I've called out coaches that do that. And I know a few years ago, down to 2011, Decorah pulled within 3 scores down at West Delaware, and I know some of our fans got upset because Decorah didn't take an onside kick. It's really a silly thing to do in that situation. 2nd and 3 from the 40-yard line. Give off the right side. Cody Murphy keeps his balance inside the 35 to the 30-yard line, and it'll be a first down on that end of things. So a couple of new players in the game. Chris, go ahead.
I mean, the thing of it is you know, with such little time left, yeah, maybe pulling within another score looks good to people, you know, just looking through a box score. But whether you lose by 29 or 22, the people who are at this game know what happened out there on the field.
Exactly.
And, you don't need to add another score to make your team look better.
Give to Brady Bergen inside the 25, and down he goes at the 24-yard line. So Lane Rolfe is in at a corner right now. Robert Smedrud is in at a safety. Also, Spencer Bowman is in at a corner, that is. Parker Lane is in. The linebackers right now are Austin Keck, and I believe Drake Powers in at an offensive or at a linebacker position. The right side of the defensive line is Cyric Nelson and Cody Zidlicki. We'll check the left side here in a moment. 2nd and 4 from the 36. Cody Murphy has the handoff right side. He'll plow ahead inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. He'll get the first down. 4:47 left. 43-14. This one basically got over 2 possessions into the second half. Over on the left side of the defensive line, Bradley Corrigan, and also on that left side defensive end right now is Colin Tweeten. Zach Lee is in at a defensive back right now. I believe we've got all of the numbers that are in the game with 4.5 minutes left. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. Bohr takes the snap, gives to Brady Bergen, looks for a hole off the right side, doesn't find one. He runs in to a couple of Viking defenders and gets dragged down at the 14-yard line. Varney among the defenders on the play, 2nd down upcoming. Also in Reed Upton for Decorah. With 4:10 left, 43-14, the Vikings are going to get the victory, guaranteeing themselves at least of a 500 year this year. And you know, some people out there probably doubted that. And you're 5-2 coming into a couple of tough games in the next couple of weeks, but you're going to come in with a little bit of momentum. Cody Murphy with the handoff right side gets knocked back from the 9-yard line. Coming in to the lineup up front for Decorah now is James Lang, Tyler Flack coming in. Also, Jacob Marlowe going to be coming in as well. And I believe that is the extent of the substitutions, at least this go around. 3:18 left, 43-14 the score. 3rd down and 1 from the 9-yard line. Tristan Bohr takes the snap, keeps it on a belly right side. He'll run to the 5 to the end zone for the score. Spencer Bohr with the touchdown to make it 43-20 with 3:03 left.
Well, Darren, they got what they were looking for with the onside kick. The only thing is with the success that they had on the previous one, you got to expect they're probably going to go for it again here.
And in no way, shape, or form are we saying the kids shouldn't play hard, DeLeon.
No, absolutely.
If we're going to have a serious discussion about safety in the game of football, I seriously just question that decision, and that has nothing to do with the result.
No, it's just an incredibly
Here is
risky
Bohr
play.
sneaks it up the middle, and a flag is thrown. I think somebody moved way before the snap that time, as the line judge on the near side is going to pull Cresco back on for an illegal procedure. Cadets were going to the sideline to celebrate. I think illegal procedure was called. The Cadets not liking the call, but looked a little ugly to actually be legal that time.
Yeah, and
That's
just
a weird way to put it.
Just to get back to the point, Darren, just to clarify a little bit, with the onside kick thing, you recover it, you score, more power to you. But if on that onside kick, one of your players goes down with some sort of injury, people start to question that, and it's just late in the ball game. There's no reason to risk it.
Now, if it's a one-score game and you're trying to get the football back, I mean, even a two-score game, at that point, I'm okay with it. But again, it's just, if we're going to have a discussion about safety in the game of football, let's look at all aspects and not just certain aspects. 2-point try again as Bohr rolling out to his right side. He lofts the pass towards the end zone. It's knocked away, incomplete. That's a nice play over there on the far side. Intended receiver was Martinek, and I believe that was Spencer Bowman who knocked down that pass with 3:02 left. So let's take a timeout. 3:02 left, 43-20. Decorah on top. Let's take a break for Rockweiler Appliance and TV. Tristan Bohr kicking off from right to left to restart the ball game. And here's another onside kick try that doesn't go 10 yards and gets covered up by a Decorah player near the 47-yard line. Marshall Johnson recovered it at the 46. And in a situation like that, there's a teaching point right there. If you're Decorah, you just stay the heck away from that football.
Exactly. It has to go 10 yards before the kicking team can touch it. That one clearly was not going to make it to the 50-yard line. As a football player, it's going through his head. He wants to get on top of it just to make sure. But you're definitely right there. It's something. It's a coachable moment, as a lot of coaches like to say.
Lane Ralph will be the quarterback. He'll take his first varsity snap right here from Cyrek Nelson. He'll take the snap. He'll give off the left side. There's a flag down as Robert Smithsrud got the carry. His first varsity carry goes inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. If the flag pending penalty, I'll say it that way.
Stop the ball carrier.
He split out on the previous play with Spencer Bowman. He'll get replaced by Dallas Mott. And an illegal participation against Decorah that time. Why is the umpire counting that? That's a bad mechanic there. That's the referee's call.
Well, not to pick on the officials, but the referee actually, when he was talking to his buddy there, kind of looked at him as if to say, like, come on.
That's the referee's call. The umpire has to count the defense with the help of the back judge. I'll pick on the mechanic there more than anything, because the umpire shouldn't be making that call. 2:57 left, 15-yard penalty, 1st and 25 for Decorah. Ralph gives to Zach Lee, plowing ahead off the right side. Carrion hits him and knocks him back from the 43-yard line. Gabe Varney was the wingback in that situation. I believe Austin Keck is in at a tight end right now. We gave you the center. That was Cyrek Nelson. James Lang was in on the offensive line the previous time. Tyler Flack is now in on the offensive line for Decorah. Ben Duggar is in on the offensive line for Decorah. Flack and Duggar on the power side right now. The quick guard is Brad Corrigan. And I believe it's Andrew Benelli on the power side. Here is Ralph keeping it right side. Turns upfield. He's inside the 50, 45, 40. Running to the near sideline, 35, and brought down at the 31-yard line. Ralph with a big gain and a first down on a gain that time of 26 yards.
Showing off some wheels there in his first varsity action, Darren.
2:09 to play. Had some nice interference on the near side. Was that just a simple belly? I was kind of in my...
Yeah, quarterback keeper all the way there, Darren.
I was kind of in my score sheet trying to get everybody in. Smedrud and Lee, the split-back tandem here. Varney and Mott, the wide receivers, give us to Zach Lee, showing some nice shiftiness. He tried the right side and cut it back towards the middle. And he gets to the 26-yard line with a minute 43 left. It is 43-20. Decorah on top. They scored their first 3 times here in the second half after leading 21-6. Hovden 2 scores. Nimrod 2 scores on the night. Cole Steffen with a score as well. Jake Hovden with 2 scores. Nimrod 2 scores. Cole Steffen with the score, as we mentioned. Here is a 2nd down and 5 from the 26-yard line. Give off the right side is to Robert Smedrud, and he hesitated a bit and got knocked back from the 25-yard line. James Lang was back in on power tackle that time. 1 minute to play. Good to see a lot of these kids in. Again, they had a JV game scheduled for Monday night. Charles City having some numbers issues right now. That one had to be canceled. So 4 days later, they get some time under the lights on a Friday night, and that's good to see. 48 seconds left. 3rd and 4 from the 25-yard line. Ralph will take the snap, give off the right side to Zach Lee. He'll power ahead inside the 25 to the 22-yard line with 35 seconds left, and I believe Decorah may not have to snap it once again here tonight. In fact, they won't. Vikes will win it by a 43-20 margin. Really the first night this season that pretty much everything offensively, defensively, and special teams-wise clicked. Vikes' average starting field position was in Cresco territory tonight, but they showed the ability to move the ball as well, and to keep Crestwood off the board as a QB keep right side. Ralph breaks the tackle inside the 20. He's to the 15, inside the 10, and knocked to the sideline at the 14-yard line. So that's going to be that. Decorah goes to 5-2 overall. They go to 2-2, or 2-1 in district play as the Vikings win it 43-20 in the home finale for 2014. Back to cap it after this for the A&J Petersburg Agency Insurance and Real Estate.
And reminder, college football in town tomorrow. Central at 1 o'clock start.
43-20, Decorah with the victory here this evening. Vikings led 21-6 at the halftime break and didn't let up, and I think we continued to see that growth we saw last week. Once the Vikings got the lead, they kept the foot on the accelerator and continued to play well and add on to that lead, and we saw that once again tonight, Chris.
Yeah, and I think you can almost attribute that, Darren, to just you can see the level of confidence in this team has grown so much. And, our listeners, I'm sure will recall, we were here 2 weeks ago, Darren, on a game against Waverly Shellrock, who came in here and, pretty well pushed Decorah around. And over the past 2 weeks, last week against Vinton Shellsburg and tonight here against Crestwood, this team has really responded in a positive manner. They've gotten things going offensively. The defense has remained stingy, and definitely some very positive signs heading into the last 2 weeks of the regular season.
Waverly Shellrock leading Vinton Shellsburg 27-6 fourth quarter. Also Independence leading Charles City 16-14 in the fourth quarter. The 2 other district scores. 18 first downs aside tonight. Decorah 273 yards rushing. Crestwood 246. Decorah 33 passing. 20 for Crestwood. And Crestwood 266 total offense. Decorah with 306. Decorah gained 40 more yards. Crestwood ran 26 more plays. Penalties on the night. Decorah 2 for 20. Crestwood 3 for 25. Crestwood held it for 30-34. Decorah 17-26. Crestwood 3 of 12 on third downs. Decorah 2 of 5. Decorah 4 for 4 in the red zone. All touchdowns, and Crestwood 3 for 3. Jake Hovden 9 carries, 62 yards, 2 scores. Jacob Leaps 8 carries, 62 yards and a score. Colin Nimrod 2 rushes, 38 yards and a score. Cole Steffen 1 of 3 passing, 33 yards, 1 touchdown. Colin Nimrod, 1 catch for 33 yards and a touchdown. Spencer Cuvalier, 11 carries and 72 yards in the ball game. Also Tristan Bohr, 20 carries, 62 yards and a touchdown. Brady Bergen, 9 for 48 and a score. And Cody Murphy, 5 for 30 and a score. Tristan Bohr, 3 of 11, 20 yards and 2 interceptions. Riley Wilson, 2 for 12. Justin Martinek, 1 for 8 on the receiving end of things. Those are the numbers as they play out. Decorah wins it over the Crestwood Cadets 43-20. We'll be heading over to the Viking locker room and putting up a video interview with Chris Wanless and Coach Post on our YouTube channel here later on coming up tonight. As for the broadcast itself, Chris, A, nice to have you back. I'll actually have a voice by the end of the weekend that way. And B, your final thoughts.
Well, I think I'll just go back to the confidence I think that this team is playing with right now. We saw it tonight. This offense got going. Honestly, this was probably the most complete game I think the Vikings have played to this point in the season in terms of all 3 phases really chipping in. And then, just to kind of go into more specific, maybe an individual level, you got to love the effort of Jake Hovden. Last week, obviously, came through with some big plays, which were had been much awaited from him up to that point. And then tonight, a couple big returns in the special teams game, a couple touchdowns offensively and an interception, and a forced fumble defensively. So you love to see a guy that you're going to be leaning on heading into the latter part of the season step up with a couple big games in a row.
And, of course, you can't ignore the record of the 2 opponents that you have played combined. The last 2 weeks, they've won 1 ball game, and you can't ignore that. But, again, you bring up the best point of the night. This team's confident right now, and they've got a couple of tough tests here coming up. Obviously, Charles City, they're probably as tough of a team defensively as anybody in this district. And West Delaware, 2 weeks from tonight, you know that isn't going to be either easy. Chris, nice to have you back. Good job by you tonight, and ready for a road trip next week. You get to call 2 games in Northeast Iowa for once.
Looking forward to it.
All right, Chris Wanless exiting the broadcast. Many people to thank for making it possible. First and foremost, our advertisers, the good sports-minded people who helped us bring the game wherever you were tonight, where without their help, this coverage would not be possible. So as always, we encourage you to support the businesses who support local high school sports. And lastly, and most importantly, we thank you. That's right, you, the listener, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Viking fans, we know you enjoyed the outcome. 43-20, Decorah wins it over the Crestwood Cadets. Next broadcast, next Friday night, Decorah will be at Charles City. We'll bring it home to you beginning at 7 o'clock for the pregame show. For Chris Wanless, Darren Swenson saying so long. The Vikings defeat the Crestwood Cadets 43-20. Thanks a bunch for tuning in, and we will talk to you again next Friday night.